What do you need to testify about when the judge asks you about past work when you're at your disability hearing? I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney. I represent clients in all 50 states, literally from Maine to California, and every place in between. And if I can be of assistance to you, please do reach out to me. I want to talk to you today about the testimony you will give at your hearing about your past work. And every hearing I do, and most of them are now done by phone or video, the judge will ask the claimant about past work. And I want you to be prepared for this, because the time to think about testifying and explaining your past work is not at the hearing when the judge asks you, and you have to start thinking about it because you're going to be nervous, you're going to be stressed out. The time to think about it is before. And when I'm preparing my clients for a hearing, we go over this days or weeks before so that we're very clear. In fact, I tell my clients, write it down so that you'll be prepared to testify. So what is the judge going to want to know? Well, first of all, the judge is going to want to know about all of your past work over the last 15 years. Anything beyond 15 years, they're not going to be concerned about. Presumably, Social Security recognizes that work you did more than 15 years ago really isn't all that relevant anymore, because things have changed so much in our economy, and certainly they have, over the last few years. But really, we're going to be focusing on your work over the last 15 years. Second thing is you want to go backwards from the current time. So what is the most recent job you did going backwards? And what I would do is I would make a list of those jobs. You want to know what the job title was, what did you do? You want to know the dates of employment. When did you do it? You want to know the name of the employer so you can reference it. You also want to be able to describe what you did. And I think people sometimes get very caught up in job titles. I was an assistant manager at a fast food restaurant. But in fact, you may have simply been a worker there, and somebody gave you a title instead of giving you more money. And of course, that's the way it works sometimes, is they'll give you a title, assistant vice president or assistant manager, when in fact you were just doing the same job everybody else does. I think you want to really focus on what you did and realize, for disability purposes, we don't want to overstate what we do, because again, for our purposes, we have to prove that we can't do any type of work, and the less transferable skills you have, the easier it's going to be to win that case. And that's really what the judge is trying to find out, is, do you have transferable skills? Obviously, you want to tell the truth. But I've had situations where people, let's say, were, made an assistant manager, or they had a supervisory role for maybe a couple of weeks 3 years ago, and they they talk about it. They go, well, I was an assistant manager. Well, no, if it was only for a week 3 years ago, that really doesn't count. So, people normally want to talk about, they want to emphasize what they did and the importance of what they did, and that's just human nature. But for our purposes, you want to be very, very realistic and very honest about what you did and did not do. So again, you may have had a good title, assistant vice president or assistant manager or even manager, but if in fact you were doing the regular type of labor job that everybody else was doing, then that's really the most important thing to talk about. So again, you want to talk about very specifically what you did. The judges are going to want to know how much you had to lift, how much you had to carry on a regular basis. Was it a sitting, standing, walking type of job? All the physical functionality of the job, all of the mental part. Was it multitasking, where you're having to balance a bunch of things or learn new things? And really think about what you did. A lot of times people have a job and they do sort of the same thing over and over and over, and they get pretty good at it. And you want to be able to describe exactly what you did. There will be a vocational witness there. The judge will rely on the vocational witness to classify your past work. That's part of why they're asking, because the judge, in doing his or her case evaluation, has to go through what you did and make some decisions about whether you could go back to that or anything else, or do you have transferable skills. So there is a reason judges ask about your past work. What you want to make sure you do is be very realistic, very honest, and humble about what you did. Don't brag about it. Don't overemphasize what you did. That just hurts your case. The better thing to do would be to really focus on the reality of what you did. Be as descriptive as possible. And as I said, I'd write it down. I'd have a little chart in front of you so you can go through it. Ask your attorney to print out the detailed earnings statement in your Social Security file so you can, it'll remind you of the dates you worked. But the more you have that ready to go, it's going to save a lot of time. And the last thing you want to be doing in a hearing is kind of fumbling around trying to remember what you did, 13 or 14 years ago. I mean, I can barely remember what I ate for breakfast just 2 days ago, much less what I was doing 15 years ago. So I think it's important to really think about this and prepare this ahead of time. That'll make the judge happy. The judges, when they're happy and they feel you're being cooperative and you're being prepared, they respect that, they appreciate that. It's going to make things go better for you. So again, prepare a list of your past work with details about what you did. Don't overemphasize the tasks you had. Be very realistic about it, but be prepared to talk intelligently about what you did, because that is something that happens in every single hearing. It should not be a surprise. And if you're prepared, again, everything else will go better for you as well. I hope you found this helpful. Please visit me online at ssdanswers.com. That's my website. I have there a place where you can request a free case evaluation. I do talk to people or email people from all over the country literally every day, and I'm happy to give you a case evaluation. If you're not ready for that, we do have a free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit. It is a downloadable, comes by email, series of emails with a lot of great information that I've picked up over the years, over almost 30 years now of doing this, that I'd like to share with you. Sign up for that at ssdanswers.com. And again, if I can be of assistance to you in any way, please reach out to me. I talk to people all day long about disability. I like to share what I know. And again, if I can help you, I'd love to do that. Jonathan Ginsberg here, wishing you nothing but the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.